Okay, this is 4.3b, elementary algebra. Continuing on with the substitution method, we are ready for example number 5. So let's see what we've got here. Example number 5, we have 4x plus 2y equals 8. And then we have y equals negative 2x plus 4. And we are using the substitution method. Okay, so they told us what y equals, so let's plug that in for the top problem. So we see a y there, and we put negative 2x plus 4 equals 8. Okay, so let's keep going here. 4x, distribute, 4x minus 4x is 0. We end up with no variable, and we end up with 8 equals 8, which is a true statement, but our variables disappeared. So remember from the last lesson, when you had a true statement where the variables disappeared, what you have are two lines that coincide, so two lines that are on top of each other. So that means we have, try to draw my infinity sign again. I wonder if you could draw it like this. Yeah, that might look a little bit better. Anyway, sorry. Infinity is your answer. Alright, so again, that was using substitution. So let's go down to example 6. We've got a story problem here. So let's go ahead and not worry about this particular story problem, because I don't know why they give you an example of a story problem that doesn't work. But anyway, that's frustrating when you're doing story problems and there's no answer to it. So it's like, what was the point of that? So anyway, problem set 4.3. Let's look at what we've got there. 1 to 12. Solve the following by substitution. So again, you're doing them just like we did before. They started out with some easy ones. I mean, if you look at one like number 12, you've got, in this one, you've got 10x plus 2y equals negative 6, and y equals negative 5x. So whenever you see y in the top equation, we put a negative 5x in its place. And again, I like to use parentheses. So 10x minus 10x equals negative 6. And notice what we have here. We get an answer like that. And remember, when you get an answer where the variables disappear and the numbers say they're equal, but they're not, those are not equal, that means the lines are parallel in your graph. They don't cross. There's nothing in common, and therefore you get the null set for your answer. Okay, so don't forget about that option. All right, so 13 through 22 are the same only, and I'm just going to throw 20 on here just because it was the first one to grab my eye. Okay, so before you can do that, you need to set one of these equal to a variable. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to set it equal to x. So I'm going to add 3y to both sides. Okay, so now I've got 3y minus 5 equal to x. And so now I'm going to go down here, and whenever I see this x, I'm going to put a 3y minus 5 in its place. 3y minus 2y is 1y. Okay, add 5 to both sides, and I get y equals 5. And then I take my answer and I plug it in one of these problems. Add 10 to both sides here. So x equals 10. So my answer is 10, 5. Okay? So a lot of these, you know, they're saying do substitution, but it's not ready to be substituted yet. 27 to 42, again, are the same way. where you're using the substitution method. In this case, they're letting you use the substitution or elimination method, whichever method you feel is best suited for the problem. Now, you may pick the wrong one, but that's okay. It still will work. It just means it's going to be harder. So anyway, that's problem set in lesson 4.3.